Okay, did a small video on grinding the valves with that machine over there, and I built this area just for this machine because it matters to me. That was simple. You just grind them back and forth. This one I got to get everything set up because I haven't used this yet. And what this is, we got these pilots. They're all different sizes. There's certain sizes, and there'll be a few thousandths bigger or smaller. What these, you get the right ones, stick them, say, in that hole there. You got to get them just right so they can't wobble. And then the way valve seats work, the valves are ground at a straight 45-degree angle. Doesn't change. But like when you hear people talk about, like, I got a 3-degree valve job or a 5-degree valve job, whatever it is. What that is, and I haven't ground any of these yet. This is a diamond tip cutter. You set this to, say, 45 degrees. And you would cut one stone at 45 degrees. I'm going to say just pick this guy up. Get different sizes for intakes and exhaust. So you put that guy over there, and then this machine sits on top of that, and it spins it in. So you grind that, and that'll come out at 45 degrees. So that's what your valve hits, so they're even. But the whole width of the valve does not get used. Now, see that right there. Yeah, that's, say, 1/4 inch. The only part that you want that valve seat to hit is about the width of a 1/4. No, so not 1/4 inch, but the width of a 1/4. It's a little tiny. So after you grind this at 45 degrees, you'll get another stone, and you'll grind that one at 30 degrees. And because the 30 degree is smaller than the 45, it will hit inside the valve seat right there. You'll hit that. What that does is that makes that a little smaller. And then you'll have another one that's ground at 60 degrees. And you'll just hit it quick, and that brings the top of the valve seat down. So that when that valve hits there, it's just a really small margin where it's actually hitting. So you're not using the whole valve seat. It's just, you get more pressure with less area. After I grind and take the valve, and you just whack it quick. And if it's sealed, it will leave a dirt line around the outside of the valve. 1/16 of an inch. Somewhere around there. That's what seals your valve. It's not the whole area. So when people talk about getting like a 3-degree valve job, you're 30, 45, 60. Now people talk about 5 degrees, which I don't think really matters a whole bunch because you're beveling it farther away on top and bottom, but you're only talking about the little surface area. So I will go through, figure out which side is which, for the valve seats. They fit nice and tight so they don't, can't wobble. If this wobbles, it'll move up your valve seat. And I grew up, and Dad always had a valve grinder. But the way these tools work, these stones, I'll just let you look at that for a minute. It's not paused. I'm still tucking. I think I'm still tucking. I just did not prep anything. None of them want to come off. Okay. Show the way this works. But these just thread on and off. So I will get everything set up, and we'll have 3 little ones, say for the little valves. Then we'll get 3 big ones set up for the big ones. I think one of these little ones, I think this is like for my lawnmower engines or 4-wheelers. It's pretty small. So say 3 big ones, 3 little ones. Get everything set up, and I just grind all. Take the rods. I'll grind all of one angle. Well, actually, that's what we used to do it back. Me and Dad did it, but I got more stones. So probably just grind 3 angles here. This one, run right down the line. I've already ported and polished the heads a little bit. I didn't do much with the seats, but that fucking shit's falling down. Let's try and get a better angle. the valve porting kit. Didn't get real extreme, just take the casting marks out, smoothing it up. I think somebody had already done it at some point in his time, or because they came off a vet, it might have been done at the factory. But these are going on the 327 for the 61 Impala I got. It's not the motor I'm planning, it's just something to keep it moving. And then pick one of the 4-speeds in this building. Next up will be just decide what through gear ratios. It's got 256 in it now, and there's a 456 posi unit somewhere in this building. Either cruiser or another hot rod. And I've already got a hot rod, so might just do cruiser. So once I get all of these set up, in fact I bought this kit, and it came with this wooden box. I think this box is probably about as neat as anything. More little valve. This is valve lapping compound. And these are extra stones. Now you buy these and they just come as just a stock stone. What you do is you can grind them down to whatever size you need. Because, you know, this thing adjusts. So you just pick your angle and you just kind of keep hitting it with the stone, taking down a little farther and farther. They all have to be ground before you use them. If you get the wrong angle, you know, I don't have a true angle, you won't cut a good valve seat. So, this is the first one. This is some more stones and tools. I've got more stuff here than I was used to growing up, so I have to experiment with this a little bit. And then, if I like some of you, I'll probably do some heads for you. All depends on how we get along. This came in the kit. I never played with this. I think this is for, like, cutting valve seats or something. It looks like this angles out farther and farther, so it might have been for cutting out old valve seats so you can put new ones in. I'm not quite sure on that guy. This one is more just for kind of just running the rods in and out, I think. This is a better kit than the one I grew up with, so I know what I'm doing. I've done this before, but this just seems like it's a little more fun. And the box is ancient. The machine itself is a Snap-on machine, which is also old. But looking at... Oh, I broke a stone. Shit. At the condition of this box and some other stuff, this box is really old. Which I think is pretty sweet. But I think we'll call that a good while I sit and figure things out. Alright, have fun. Bye-bye.